work and I was in a meditative state. And it was about the time when they introduced the new buses that didn't have the steps. Remember when you used to have to walk up steps to get on the bus, and now they made them so they come down and wheelchairs can wheel in. So it was the first time I'd been in one of these buses, and a young woman entered the bus, and I was just astounded because I guess I was expecting that kind of jerky going up the steps, and she just flowed onto the bus. And I could think of like melted toffee, you know, how it just kind of, only it wasn't like her body was displacing anything. It was almost like the atoms of where she was going to be in the next minute kind of became her, and she just kind of, whoa, it was amazing. It was wonderful. Those of you who live near the coast, and well, we've all been and watched waves come in, and we have the idea that waves come in like this. But in actuality, what happens in the ocean is the water pretty much stays close to where it is, and it rises up and down. So it rises here, and it rises here, and it rises here. So rather than the water moving, it's the motion that's moving. And I got into this weird, I could see this with this young woman on the bus, and it was like this epiphany experience. It was happening. My headpiece is on. My light's on. I'm lit up. I'm lit up. So do you want me to use something else or just talk loud? You were great before. I can hear you better, and I have difficulty hearing. So
I can hear you way back here, so.
Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, now that's better.
All right, that's totally so if I can remember that. So other demonstrations of this thing is the potato. Any gardeners here? You know how when you dig up, you don't get these in the regular stores, but when you dig up your garden in the fall, the potatoes have all kind of grown together lumpy. In fact, most of the fall fairs have an unusual vegetable contest. Some of them, look like teddy bears, and they're all kind of. And the thing is that something's an ear or a hand or an arm or a foot, but it's still potato. It's still potato, right? When you go to the party and they've hired a guy who makes balloons into hats and animals, and there's the little poodle dog that's got a little legs and a little look on the end of his tail and everything. They're all things, they're all different things, but they're all still balloon. My hand has got fingers on it, a thumb on it, it's got a love line and a lifeline, and it's got hangnails, and it's got all those things, but it's all still hand. It's all still hand. Whether it's potato balloon, it's all. Speaking of couch potato, I was watching a friend not too long ago who was sitting on the couch, and it must have been a very soft couch because it was, right back into it. His feet were up on the coffee table, and there was no spaces between his back and the couch. It was just. And it was like he was growing out of the couch. That's where they get the term couch potato. But in a way, that's true. We are all growing out of this one being, this one material, this one stuff that we used to call atoms, and we used to call molecules, and then we decided it was quarks, and then we decided it's actually spirit or energy. We're all growing out of this one and then going back into it. Coming and going, manifesting as human beings for a little while, then who knows what. And that's true not just on the gross level where we can see. For instance, if a tree falls in the forest, and whether anybody heard it or not, eventually it decays and rots away and just becomes little crumbles and then sawdust, and then it's into the ground, and then it grows something new. Same happens with our bodies. They become compost. And that compost grows something new, so it's always arising from and going back into it. But that's true on the subatomic level too. The one stuff of the universe that's out there in potential, always being shaped, is being shaped, pulled into form, and then going back into, pulled into form, going back into. And we're always breathing in molecules and breathing out molecules from our body. So a molecule that you may have breathed out a few minutes ago, I now just breathed that in. We're all sharing that. The molecules that were Albert Einstein 100 years ago might be in this very room today. And Mahatma Gandhi. Because nothing is ever destroyed, it's just always circling round and through, coming into existence and fading back into what we can't see, but is nevertheless still existence and truth. So what the universe then is always shaping itself and reshaping itself and being reshaped and being shaped. So what is it that does that? What is it that directs what happens, what comes up, what arises and things? What are the forces? Well, sure, there's forces like winds and tides and things like that that have an effect on us. And there's accidents, things that happen to us. But what is it? What's the power that creates the wind and the tide and the accidents? What is it that's causing that to happen? Well, ultimately, it's us. It's our minds, as Joan read this morning. Nothing has any meaning except what our minds give it to it. So with our thought, your thought, my thought, and our common thought, our group thought, we are actually creating this physical universe and this experience. I have a little, I guess it's an essay or a riddle for you. It's entitled, I am very accommodating. I ask no questions. I accept whatever you give me. I do whatever I am told to do. I do not presume to change anything you think, say, or do. I file it all away in perfect order, quickly and efficiently, and then I return it to you exactly as you gave it to me. I am the reservoir into which you toss anything your heart or mind chooses to deposit there. I work night and day. I never rest, and nothing can impede my activity. I am truly your servant, who does your bidding without hesitation or criticism. I cooperate when you tell me that you are this or that, and I play it back as you give it. I am most agreeable. Since I do not think, argue, judge, analyze, question, or make decisions, I accept impressions easily. I am going to ask you to sort out what you send me, however. My files are getting a little cluttered and confused. I mean, please discard those things that you do not want returned to you. What is my name? Oh, I thought you knew. I am your subconscious, always returning to us what we plant in it. I was going to do a talk one day called You Don't Say, and all about the things that we say that maybe we shouldn't say. And I got the idea one day when my friend said to me for the several time, I am a victim of my childhood. And she was about to launch once again into her story about her abuse of her mother. And I lost it with her, and I yelled at her, don't say that anymore. Don't say that again. Because my friend is a very powerful and strong woman. Very successful. And I have a feeling that some of the hardships she experienced in her childhood, and we all have them some level or another, but that contributed to making her the powerful and compassionate and wise woman she is. Yes, we all have been affected by things. We've all experienced stuff. But I don't like the word victim, because it's so at effect. It's so at effect. It's so, I can't help it, look what just happens to me. And we're cause. When we know we're cause, we're empowered. So some of the other things I apply that you don't say things. We say a lot, and I've said it in the past many times. You make me happy, sad. He, she, it makes me happy, sad, glad. But don't say that, okay? No one makes you anything but you. People do stuff, and you make choices about how you respond. So say, I am choosing to feel joy as a result of what you just did. That's cool. But now I'm a cause. So you don't say, you made me happy. It's all over you. Don't say, don't worry, don't be like that, don't cry, it's all right. You know, when you're feeling like that, that's the last thing you want somebody to say. Don't tell me what to do. It's maybe not all right. Don't tell. Ever just tell somebody to not worry and have it make a difference? When you tell somebody not to worry, what happens? It drives their worrying underground, and it makes it even worse. Because they're not going to stop worrying just because you said don't worry. So don't say, don't cry. Say, be yourself. Be who you are. Go ahead, cry. Cry loud, cry hard. Here's my shoulder. Cry me a river. And I'll get it over with. Be who you are. Don't cry. Never works. Even with kids, it doesn't work.